all its others, is a growing, thriving, and greatly innovating country, at least as we know it today.
Oh, hey there, Rachel.
We all know, more or less, what the countries of the world look like to this current day. But do we know what events got them to where they are now? Well, today we'll be taking you through the world's beautiful historical journey and teaching you about some important events that happened between the timeline 1867 to 1882.
Well, here we go. Let's start from the beginning. Here we are, 1867, the first stop on our journey.
This time, the British colonists united under the Biennale Act to join the Confederation to make the Dominion of Canada. The act was signed on May 8th by John A. Macdonald /Jam and became fully effective as of July 1st, 1867.
Okay, enough about Canadian history. We already know everything about our own country, but do we know everything about the world? I think we should look through 1867 to 1882 in the bigger picture, the world!
Here we are, Alaska, the first stop on our world tour. Let's talk about what happened here in 1867. The Alaska Purchase Treaty was signed.
On March 30th, 1867, the United States came to an agreement with Russia to purchase Alaska for $7.2 million. It marked the end of Russian efforts to expand their settlement and trade and was important for the United States to rise to power.
It all began in 1725 when the Russians sent a fellow man named Vitus Bering to explore the Alaskan coast. And ever since, they had been very interested in the land, primarily for their rich natural resources. But as the U.S. continued to expand westwards, Russia found themselves competing with them for the Alaskan land. Eventually, in 1859, Russia offered to peacefully sell Alaska to the United States. And although the Civil War held back the deal slightly, Secretary of State William Seward was quick to sign a treaty after the war in 1867.
It took about 2 months for the treaty to be approved, but once it was, North America rarely felt Russian presence, and the U.S. was ensured access to the Pacific Northern Rim, which was the land around the rim of the Pacific Ocean.
Despite all the great deal of money Alaska was deemed worth, they did not receive too much attention after the signing of the treaty. It took a great while for the U.S. to realize Alaska's greatest strategic importance, and they finally became a true state as of 1959.
Now, let's go back to the first Memorial Day of May 30th, 1868. Memorial Day is a time to remember all those who've fallen in the military services. We are here to show you where it all began.
Both Confederation and Union soldiers were buried at the Arlington Cemetery, which was where the first celebration of this event took place. This celebration commemorates the men and women who fought for us in the military services. This was first created to honor the Union soldier of the American Civil War, but after World War I was expanded to include American casualties of any war or military.
This stuff's good. This is significant because Memorial Day is a large celebration in the United States. Even to this day, it deeply impacted the families of the soldiers on the first day it was developed. And to think that it still is something that the U.S. cherishes and celebrates is a big deal. In 1870, John Campbell approves the right for a woman to vote in the elections. If John didn't do this, the election would also be very different without the women voting.
Looking at things from a woman's perspective, I can say that when John Campbell approved the right for women to vote, it must have been a very unfortunately, women's our opinions were not taken into consideration.
I agree.
Includes our world tour. Thanks for watching. Bye.
That's
Others is a thriving, growing, and greatly innovating country, at least as we know it today. Ow, my butt! Ow, 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 ow.
Follow me on Instagram at Rachel Schoonward.
How do you focus?
Add me on Snapchat at Rachel Schooned, and add me on Musical.ly at Rachel Schoonward, and add me on Twitter at A49.